Hello, Sonoma County. So, a lot of stuff on the news these days about the housing market, and I feel like every day I turn the news on, there's something about the housing market, and prices are up, prices are down, inventory's good, inventory's bad, and what do you believe? And a lot of times, are they even talking about our area? Real estate can be so like a microclimate. You know, what's happening in San Francisco could be totally different than what's happening up here in Sonoma County, or what's happening nationwide may not be the same as what's happening here, or maybe it is. So it's hard. It's really hard to kind of get a grasp on what's going on. So today I want to talk about what's going on inventory-wise here in Sonoma County and kind of dispel some of the myths, and what does inventory look like in Sonoma County and how is it affecting buyers and sellers? If you're wanting to sell or wanting to buy, what does the climate look like with this low inventory? So stick around and I'll kind of give the pros and cons of low inventory for sellers and for buyers. But first, I'm Julie with Sullivan Group Real Estate, and we help people move in and out and all around Sonoma County every year. So if you're thinking of buying or selling, reach out. Even if you're not thinking for a few months down the road or even next year, let's start the conversation. There's a lot going on right now. Obviously, a lot going on nationally with our economy, globally with, you know, all sorts of stuff shaken out. So it is affecting the local real estate market in a few different ways, and we'd love to start these conversations and take a look at your individual picture and see if this is the right time to buy or sell for you in your particular situation. So low inventory, and how is that affecting buyers and sellers? So I guess the first question is, why is inventory low? Or I guess I should start by saying, yes, inventory is low. And then why is inventory low? Inventory, you guys, is actually 30%, maybe even give or take a little bit more, than it was a year ago. And I don't think a year ago we had great inventory, okay? So we definitely are seeing a reduction in the amount of homes for sale right now. I think a lot of factors are playing into that. I guess, you know, we have to address interest rates. A lot of these sellers refinanced over the last few years when the rates were so low. And so now they're sitting at these like 2-3% interest rates. And if they sell and buy something, they're looking at a much higher interest rate than where they are now. And that reason alone, I think, is keeping some sellers from going on market. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And then again, like I just talked about a minute ago, I think the economy and our global events are also kind of playing a factor where if sellers don't have to move, I think they're saying, let's see how this plays out over the next year or so. Let's see how the next presidential election shakes out. Let's see what happens in Ukraine and Russia and China and all these like bubbling things we've got out there in the world right now. So I think those are all playing a part in why inventory is low. And the last reason is, and it's kind of like that, the circle that you can't get out of. It's like inventory's low, so sellers don't want to sell because they feel like they won't be able to find their new home because inventory's low. So until everyone kind of gets off the fence, this may continue for a little while. Let's address sellers. How is low inventory affecting sellers? Here in Sonoma County, unlike other areas, we have not seen a reduction in home prices. They have at least stayed steady, and we've seen a continued slight increase in home sales prices. Not like we were seeing during the pandemic or the last few years when interest rates were so low. I mean, homeowners have enjoyed a really healthy, like 10 to 15% increase in home prices year over year, which is just like crazy, not normal. And now, you know, the normal is like a 5 to 7% is what we have been seeing year over year here in Sonoma County, which is amazing and fantastic. And this year we're expecting like a 3 to 5%, and that's about what we're seeing. So I think it's fantastic that home prices have maintained their value here. And I'll explain some of the reasons besides low inventory, but I think low inventory is one of the main reasons for that we just don't have a lot of homes for sale. We still have a lot of buyers out there, and they're all clamoring over the same home, so it is helping to maintain home prices. With the low inventory and our home prices holding steady, another benefit to sellers in this low inventory market is we can still call it a seller's market. I think absolutely there'd be no argument against that. Sellers are still in the driver's seat. While in some, and this is where the market has changed a little bit, we can have one little area in Sonoma County where maybe things have slowed down a little bit, and days on market, as we call it, from the time your house goes on market and it stays on the market till it receives an offer that you accept, days on market have increased. Well, we still have other areas. We're still seeing multiple offers. I mean, it is still not unusual to see 3, 4, and 5 offers. Now, maybe that's down from 10, 11, and 12 offers. You guys, we need one good offer. I mean, when you put your house on the market, we're looking for one. We're looking for one outstanding offer. And if you can still get 2, 3, or 4, that is all you need to help drive the price, get you maybe a little more than asking, and you're happy. You're happy as can be. And as long as we're maintaining this like kind of multiple offer situation in more areas than not here in the county, again, that's going to help keep prices where they are or slightly increasing, which is all you want as a homeowner. A home ownership is not make the quick buck, it's the long haul. So as long as we still see them trending this way, we're good. So you're definitely still in the driver's seat. As a seller, I know I mentioned earlier, the concern with a lot of sellers or potential sellers is if I list my house and need to find a new house, I'm not gonna what if I can't find a house I like? What am I gonna do? Well, that's a truth, and that is a legitimate concern. We cannot deny that, but because inventory is low, you get a buyer into contract. And when you are selling your home and purchasing another home, the buyers know that up front. They know right away that the sale of this home is contingent on you successfully purchasing your replacement home. So they know that, and they're gonna have to be a buyer that's willing to give you that time. And trust me, you guys, they're out there, okay? Because buyers are up against the same thing, right? They're in this low inventory market, so they find a house that they like. There may be multiple offers, there may not be, but they're so excited that they got their offer accepted that they are gonna work with you to give you as much time as they possibly can to find your replacement property. So it's still a good climate for a seller that needs to also purchase a property. Now, what if you don't find that replacement property because of low inventory? I guess the worst thing that happens is you lose your buyer. Maybe the buyer just cannot wait any longer. They're tired of waiting for you. You do have to kind of be realistic with what you want to purchase. We kind of really have to make sure you are dialed in and not all over the place, because we do have to stay on track and find that replacement property in a timely manner. But honestly, you guys, I've had buyers wait 90 plus days for a seller to find their replacement property. Especially if you get a buyer that's in, a rental situation, they're renting month to month, they can give you that time you need. Now, you do risk them finding a house they like better and they can cancel contract, or, they just don't want to wait any longer. What happens? You go back on market with a very easy explanation. And what's the difference? You haven't found your replacement property anyway, and we keep looking, and it all works out. It always all works out, even though it is a little more complicated. There's a few more moving pieces in those kind of transactions, but we will help you secure that new home and get your old home sold. So low inventory for a seller is a little bit more of an advantage than it is for a buyer. Okay, so you're a buyer in this low inventory market, and if you've been out there looking, I know it's a bit frustrating. You just hope every day new stuff comes on market and you have more choices, more homes to choose from. So what does it mean when you're searching in this low inventory kind of market? Like I said, we are still seeing multiple offers because you have this many buyers and this many homes. So you have all these buyers clamoring over the same home. So a lot of times we are seeing the multiple offer situations still, but like I said, on the seller side, we're not seeing the multiple offers we were seeing a year or so ago. Usually if you're up against other buyers, it's 2 or 3 or 4 instead of that 10, 12, whatever. Because of the higher interest rates, it has changed buyers' purchase power. And some buyers are saying, oh, I'm gonna wait till the rates come down. I don't know, you can never really time the market, to be honest. And that's kind of going off topic of our low inventory, but I will say, back to the multiple offers, it's much easier to navigate a strong, persuasive offer when I know we're only up against 2, 3, or 4 offers than when you're up against a ton. It's just kind of, you're putting your best foot forward and it's a shot in the dark. But so I think as a buyer, you have a much better chance of getting your offer accepted, and also not for the crazy over asking prices that we were seeing when interest rates were lower and there was a little more inventory and everybody was out buying and selling. So the climate has changed, but I think it's a little better, even though it's still, I'm going to call it a seller's market, and the sellers are still kind of in the driver's seat as far as driving, especially terms, but we're not seeing buyers having to go over asking just some crazy amounts. I mean, you guys, we would literally look at our buyers and say, are you sure you want to pay that much for this house? Back a year or so ago when things were crazy. So you may be paying more in interest right now, but you're not paying more for your house. So, there's a little saying among the lenders right now. They're saying date the rate, but marry the house. And what they mean by that is get in. If you can afford the payment, get in, because you're not paying as much for the house as you would have been when rates were lower, or you will be when rates go back down again and all the buyers come back out. So date the rate, marry the house. You get in your foot in the door, and when rates come down, you refi into that lower interest rate, your payment goes down, and you did not overpay for your house. So keep that in mind. Sorry, that was a little off topic on interest rates, but it does tie into our low inventory because they're all kind of tied together. It's not just one easy little story about low inventory. So rates are definitely playing a part of why there's low inventory, but as a buyer, it's why you may be able to get your offer accepted on a home, a reasonable offer where the sellers are willing to kind of work with you. And in a lot of cases, maybe there's not multiple offers, and it can just really be a much more mutual beneficial sale on both sides. So back to the low inventory part of this conversation, which is what we're supposed to be talking about. Yes, there is less to choose from. So we do have some tricks and ways that we navigate finding homes, okay? You guys, any realtor can pull up MLS every morning and look and see what new homes come on the market. You're doing it on, whether you have on our website or, any of the national websites. We can all see what's coming on the market. But we go a little above and beyond when it comes to that, and especially in markets like this where we've got to go find that home for you. We have to find that seller that maybe does want to sell but just hasn't taken that next step, and a few ways we can do that. One, we're very connected with our real estate community. Like, we often hear of homes that are coming on market before they come on the market, just in conversation, in agents sending out emails to all of their favorite agents. And when I say favorite, it's kind of the ones, what we call our favorite agents, the ones that we see out there doing the business all the time. I mean, there's thousands of agents here in Sonoma County, but there's probably a couple hundred of us that do all the bulk of the business, and it's the ones that we cross each other's paths regularly, and we're the ones doing deals together and so on. So if they have a new listing coming up and they want to blast it out to everyone before it comes on market, we're included in those emails, which is really cool. We have some private Facebook groups that we share listings that are coming before they're on the market. We reach out to our circle of agents and say, hey, we've got buyers looking for this neighborhood, this home. Who's got something coming up? Can we get in before it comes on the market? Let's do something off market. And then if you have really dialed in a couple different neighborhoods that would be your dream, if you could find a home in those neighborhoods, we will canvass those neighborhoods. We will send letters to those homeowners. We can call them. We will go out and walk those neighborhoods and knock on doors and let them know that we have a serious, ready to go buyer just waiting for something to come up in their area. And even if they're not selling, sometimes they know if a neighbor or somebody in the area, I heard so-and-so down the street is getting a divorce and they need to sell. Sorry, that was a bad joke, but it happens. That stuff happens. So we do go above and beyond in these low inventory markets. We have to go find the houses sometimes right now when there's just not an abundance for everything to look at. FYI, we still do that in a market where there's a lot of inventory. If you have a super specific neighborhood and there's not something in that neighborhood, we will do just exactly that. We will canvass that neighborhood and find somebody that wants to sell, and hopefully you like the house. I mean, we do what we can to find these homes, find these little needles in a haystack as they are right now. So I think lastly, as a buyer in this low inventory market, is you just have to be patient. Hopefully your need to get in a home is not in a super short time span. It will happen. It will happen. Homes continue coming on the market each week, just not as many as we've been used to seeing each week. In fact, some weeks I'm like, are you kidding me? This is all we've got this week, but they do keep coming, and they will keep coming. So I think patience is key right now. And then, again, the good news is when you do find that house you want to offer on, I think your odds are a lot better of getting your offer accepted now than they were. Or for those of you that are waiting and sitting on the fence, waiting for interest rates to come down, everyone's going to be back out in the market at that point, and you're going to be back in that scenario of multiple offers and going way over asking to purchase these homes, and we're going to be back in that same boat. So, you can, like I said, you can never time the market perfectly. If you do want to purchase a home, don't count it out right now. Let's chat, let's talk, let's see if it can work for you. So I hope that helps address low inventory issues. I get it. It is an issue. It's a problem for us every single day. I mean, we have buyers looking for certain areas, and every day I go online and I'm like, please let something be there. And we are working hard, like I said, trying all of our other tricks to find these homes. Sellers, potential sellers out there, if you have thought about selling, again, it's still a seller's market. You're in the driver's seat. It is a great time to sell. And here in Sonoma County, prices have held steady. So ignore everything you're hearing. Yes, there are areas, San Francisco, Silicon Valley. I know apparently a lot of areas like San Diego, Los Angeles area down south, they have seen a decrease in price. But also remember that they were also the areas that were seeing like $100, $200, $300, $400, $500,000 over asking offers. Well, something's got to give with that. So I think that's why they're seeing a bigger adjustment, and just the overall cost of living down in those areas has affected housing as well. So if you're thinking of selling or thinking of buying, reach out. Again, we'd love to chat with you. We are never any pressure on any of this stuff. It's got to be the right time for you. You're the one buying, you're the one selling, but we will impart our knowledge and our opinion on the whole thing and look at your individual situation, and then we can all decide together if it's the right time for you. So I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, you guys hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We release videos every week about everything Sonoma County real estate, and really real estate in general, and everything about Sonoma County. So especially if you're looking to relocate in our area, we've got all sorts of, check out some of our old videos. We've got all sorts of stuff about the different cities in Sonoma County, different events in Sonoma County, some really fun stuff that can help familiarize yourself with the area. And I hope when you need some real estate knowledge, you come back to our channel as well. And if you ding the bell, you can even be notified when those videos drop each week. So hope you found this helpful, and thanks for watching.